Surveillance equipment is hard on hard drives. Really hard. The reason for this is that unlike computers, NVRs and DVRs are constantly writing to the hard drive. They never stop. And once the hard drive is full, they write over the oldest parts of the hard drive first, over and over and over and over and over. This goes on for years at a time, and eventually, even the most reliable of hard drives dies. Typically, you may get 3 to 5 years out of a hard drive in a surveillance system, maybe a bit more, and then it's time to replace it. There are certain manufacturers who make hard drives designed specifically for surveillance systems, and these are your best choices, or really they're your only choices for replacement. We use Western Digital Purple Series as our hard drives of choice, and we recommend these as replacements simply because they are designed for the difficult task of writing nonstop for years. Seagate also has a surveillance hard drive, but we prefer the Western Digital Purple. So, if and when your hard drive dies, what should you do? Well, buy a new drive, of course, but you may want to see what you have and then ask the question, am I happy with my retention or how many days I can look back on saved video footage? If the answer is yes, then buy the same size hard drive as the one you're replacing. If that answer is no, you may want to look for a bigger hard drive or maybe even multiple hard drives of the same size that add up to more drive space. I should make it clear here that you can put more than one hard drive in many of our DVRs and NVRs, but they all have to be the same size. You can't add a 4 terabyte hard drive to an existing 2 terabyte hard drive and have 6 terabytes, but you can add 2 4 terabyte hard drives to get 8 terabytes. Most of our models will accommodate 8 terabyte hard drives, and some will accommodate larger and or multiple 8 terabyte hard drives. At this point, I should also mention that we do not sell hard drives directly to the public, and your best place to get one is probably Amazon.com. Now, prices change constantly, of course, but as of summer 2020, expect to pay around $210 for an 8 terabyte Western Digital Purple. So now you have your replacement drive. Now what? Well, Sparky, it's real easy. Turn off and unplug your machine, open up the DVR or NVR box, and mount the hard drive where the old one was. There will be 2 cables to connect to the hard drives, power connector and a SATA connector. They'll only go in one way, and a nub will prevent them from going in the wrong way. Close up the box and turn the machine on. We're not quite done yet. The last step is to format the drive, and this differs between the NVRs and the DVRs. On an NVR, log in and go to Settings, /Storage/Hard Disk. Select the new hard drive by checking the checkbox and click the Format button. It will ask you if you really want to do that, so choose Yes, and in the blink of an eye, you're done. Exit out of the menus and move on with your life. On the DVR, the process is similar, but the menus look a little bit different. Go to Setup, Storage, and New. Right-click or double-click the new hard drive and choose Record. This process is a bit slower on the DVR, but it should complete in less than a minute. Exit out of the menus and you are done. Once you've completed this process, you can expect another 3 to 5 years of service from your new hard drives. As a footnote, solid-state hard drives have come a long way. They've come down in price and way up in longevity in the last few years, making them potentially a viable alternative to spinning disk hard drives. Indeed, we use a 1 terabyte solid-state hard drive in our RV5 outdoor MVR. In theory, with no moving parts, these hard drives could last as long as conventional hard drives with a spinning platter. But in actual practice, we don't really know that to be a fact yet. The current measure for longevity in the world of SSD, or solid-state hard drives, is something called TBW, or terabytes written. In simple terms, the bigger this number is, the longer your SSD hard drive will last. For 1 terabyte hard drives, the current magic number seems to be about 600 TBW. This is huge compared to what it was a few years ago, but still not quite what we would like to see in the surveillance industry. On the other hand, there is an example of an SSD hard drive that achieved 9.1 petabytes written. That's 60 times the number that it was actually rated for. For now, we'll still recommend the Western Digital Purple above all others for your DVR or NVR, unless there are some environmental issues like heat or vibration you have to overcome. I hope this helps, and as always, if you have questions, please give us a call at 866-283-6003, or you can always email us at techsupport@ruggedcams.com. Thanks for watching.